Hey everybody, welcome to Monday. And where I am, it has been snowing for 2 days, so I certainly had time to sit down and do a video. I actually did a bunch of stuff today, which is really good, on my YouTube channel, which I'm going to post this video. It'll be my first video, so if you're here, just hit that like button. Share it with anybody you know. Leave me a comment. This is White Crow Tarot, and I exist here simply to give you a gift today. Hopefully it gives you some kind of personal resonance with something within you. I read for whomever lands on my channel. It's not sign specific. It's if you're here, take what you need and leave the rest kind of place. Some days it'll be a love reading, some days it'll be not a love reading. I don't know. I'm going to just do the messages as they come through, use the channels that are available to me, and like I said earlier, I hope you have some fun, because that's why I'm doing it. I love tarot. Tarot gave me tremendous insight into my life at a time when I really needed it. And you know what? I'm eternally grateful for that. Not so much the times, the circumstances, so much as the way that it drove me to be in connection with myself. I'm dyslexic, ADD, Reading is not easy for me. I oftentimes mess it up, and I love it, but pictures are very different, and they... after many hours of studying, I finally got the courage to do this, which was to open it up and hope that it's helpful. So I got to use the glasses. I'm going to draw a message out here for you guys, and again, this is just something that is coming through the cards, maybe some energy that I'm picking up on. And the first card right out is Temperance. That's a major arcana. Temperance is really what we strive for in every set of circumstances, which does not occur in every set of circumstances. But temperance is the card of balance, of emotional and spiritual and physical, taking life and bringing it into a certain amount of balance within yourself first. And the next card out is the Sun, which is another major arcana. And then we have the King of Cups. That's interesting. Bringing some kind of a message. And after that, we've got the Queen of Pentacles, which is the card kind of the working mom. Somebody who's had a lot of life and has had to do a lot of it on their own. Sometimes gets a bad rap because they're not too fluffy, but in reality, they haven't really had the luxury of being fluffy. And then the next card here, after the Queen of Pentacles, is the Lovers. And I know there's, I'm probably not going to show that card because I didn't even think to cover it up. But coming after the Lovers is the Ace of Swords. Well, this is all about clarity and having a message and being clear that they're taking a step. And that step is going to come quickly. And you get the Chariot, which is another card. I'll go over these cards. But your last card, which is really amazing, it's the first card in the major arcanas, the Magician, So this is a pretty intense message, something to look forward to. I have a tradition of starting all my readings out by taking a sip of coffee. It's a long story. I'll tell it someday. Matter of fact, it started 37 years tomorrow. I got sober 37 years ago. Tomorrow. So, and it's all started with a good sip of coffee and a prayer. Okay, so you guys, in just going to take a minute here. I just want to count out, and we've got 1, 2, yeah, okay. So you're coming into a period of time, it's really clear. Your message today is about you. It's always about you, and some resonance within you. But you are absolutely looking for balance, finding the part of you that understands that it's not just maybe like financial balance. It's also spiritual balance, but it's also figuring out the relationship of those things. Um, and you're going to do that, and then the sun comes out, which is actually really that's encouragement. It's encouraging you to choose balance. Maybe you've gone through a period of time in your life where you're just nothing feels in balance. I know lots of us feel that way, regardless of what's actually happening right in our lives because of what's happening outside of us and in our country. Anyway, you've got the King of Cups coming next, and this is another sign of balance. This is emotional balance. This dude is, he's well into mastery. He has emotional balance. He has more than enough. He's not coveting it, he's holding it. Okay. And he is sitting in and on his throne, So another sign of balance. And that one, that is, that's a water sign, fire, water. I'm getting to know the signs. I don't know them as well. After that, which seems to come, interestingly enough, the King of Cups comes, and then the Queen of Pentacles comes, which is the card of single moms. I say that a lot, working moms, working parents. It's really not gender specific. It's more about like somebody who's had to piece it together. It hasn't come easily. Success doesn't come easily, and in relationship to abundance, there is this sense that this is not only well-earned knowledge, but hard-earned knowledge, okay? And that comes in right after the King of Cups. So there's this level of emotional balance, but it seems to be that there's an energy here in your reading that is about also, this different kind of energy, which is this needing to know that abundance is respected in the different ways that comes together. And it likely has something to do with the Lovers, which, not on YouTube here. I don't want to show any nudity, but this is the card of the Lovers. So there's this, it's getting this feeling of like coming into some level of abundance and within yourself, and then there's an energy here of either needing to come into kind of come to peace with this other energy, maybe within you. Maybe you're a single mom, single parent, maybe you're dating somebody that is, and you're needing to find that balance. But this is about coming into union. This is about choosing to be in a relationship, to be lovers, not just in a relationship. And that is the message. It's like the message for you is really very nice for today. You're coming into some level of balance. It's gonna feel really good. It's gonna look really good. The sun is the best card in the deck, and then the King of Cups is a leader. And there's a level of emotional balance and comfort and working with this single energy, which feels like a wise old soul, hard-earned lessons, kind of not a lot of frills, because there really weren't a lot of frills in this person's life. And then it seems like there's a union. You got the Lovers coming up, something you love. Maybe you're already in a relationship, and maybe this is just some level of acceptance that you guys have gotten to in your relationship that brings on a new connection. Although this really does feel like a choice. There's a choice here being made, okay? And then the 3 cards that came off of that message, which is how I do it when I do a reading like this. I usually do 3, 4, 5 cards, whatever the cards come, and then I take 3 messages across that, kind of like an action. And so in this case, this is all about mental clarity. The Aces, that's action. That's done. It's happening. There's a level of mental clarity that you've had as a result of this review that you've done, this introspection within yourself. And you've made a decision and you're moving. This is the Chariot. Okay. This is the card of action and momentum and change. These other considerations, this evolving relationship brought you to a place where you made a decision, through mental clarity, through just suddenly understanding something maybe you didn't understand before. You know, sometimes those things take time, you know, and you're making a move. And the cards are saying, make the move. Because that's Chariot, that's the fastest moving card in the deck. And it's, everything's in balance. The move is happening. Take it. And then you, blessings to you. You have the Alchemist, the Magician. And alchemy is about taking, you know, all of what life throws at us and making something with it, you know. Making lemonade from lemons. That's one of the things I say a lot of times, you know. So today, Monday, Snow Day Monday, I did some really good work. This isn't really about whether or not. This is just you showing up with this level of balance, temperance. Sun is shining in your life. If it hasn't, or if you're caught in the snow, it's going to. You know, you're finding emotional balance. You're demonstrating leadership in your life with emotional expression as the King of Cups. And then there's the Queen. There's another energy. Whether this is within you or somebody that you care very much about, that you're considering, you then get into a position of divine union, lovers. This is either a new person or somebody that you've decided to be with. But it's an important turn in your message for you today. It's a commitment. Being lovers doesn't mean you just get to be, you know, romantic. Being lovers is a commitment, one you're going to show up for and stay at. And then, you know, that those decisions are made and you make that, you have the mental clarity of how to do it. It's coming. It wasn't, no hesitation. Right after that, you got it. You and Spirit. There's a wreath on there. You're going to be fine. Make some moves. Move with intention. You got this. I like to say that to my kids a lot. And then finally, great way to end up the card. Great overall energy. Yeah, Magician. You know, you're going to take whatever life lessons you've been blessed with and cursed with, because we have both those things too, right? You know, but usually they all turn into blessings. But the alchemist doesn't really care, because the alchemist is going to take whatever it is, compost whatever needs to be composted, burn whatever needs to be burned, and make it so. Make magic. So, you're going to have a good day. All right? Now, just do me a favor. Hit the like button. Pass this on to some people. This is the first video that I'm going to post. It's certainly not going to be the last. But I'm really glad that you were here. If you saw this, I would just love it if you took a minute to make a comment. But do what you can. Come back tomorrow. All right, everybody, take care. Have a great day. Bye.